patinages.
Поэтому ще майже так.
A Boeing 767 hits the waves at more than 200 miles per hour. Hijackers had forced the pilot to head for Australia, and now the jet has run out of fuel. The pilot attempts an emergency landing. The left wing of the 767 skims across the water, causing the plane to swing violently and break apart. Now, debris from the wreckage is strewn across miles of ocean. 500 feet above the ground, an explosion erupts from the engine. The pilot desperately tries to maintain control, but the plane has lost power and slips into a nosedive. 2 seconds before impact, the pilot ejects with a force of 20 G. Despite being shot out horizontally and hitting the ground before his parachute can completely deploy, he's alive and taken to the hospital. The likely cause of the accident? A bird sucked into the right engine. The pilot suffered only a bruised stomach and a black eye when he bailed out of this doomed $15 million jet fighter. 3,000 feet, the X-31's computer is processing inaccurate data received from the Keel probe.
We think it may not be hooked up. It may not be hooked up.
The pilot struggles to maintain control of the aircraft, but the computer overrides his commands and sends the X-31 into a vertical climb.
Oh, God.
With no control, the pilot is forced to eject.
Okay, NASA 1, we have an ejection. We have an ejection.
76 seconds later, the X-31 is destroyed.
And right.
Them with manual override. An older version of the plane, the Yak-38, is put on display. Showing off their hovering capabilities, the two fighters sit eerily still, just a few hundred feet above the runway. In a choreographed routine, they circle each other horizontally. Then, just seconds after they return to their starting points, one of the plane's engines cuts out. An instant after the pilot realizes he's lost control, he bails, and the plane plummets. Thankfully, the pilot lands safely on the tarmac. The accident happened because the exhaust from the plane on the left is sucked into the engine of the plane on the right. This disturbance in airflow causes catastrophic engine failure. Although the Soviet... The Yak-41 fighter is poised for a perfect landing, but the test pilot's about to find out just how tricky that's going to be. And as the jet fuel burns, the pilot is still trapped inside. What looks like a controlled speed is deceptive. The pilot's bringing it down too fast. The plane's fuel tanks rupture and burst into flames. Fire engulfs the wreckage, and there's